Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Odessa: The Dark Crusade, Season 2. It has been a turbulent evening, to say the least, for Johanna. Starting off a night beleaguered, but with nothing more than a few flesh wounds that mean rather little to canine kind in all reality. After being rudely and viciously interrupted by an unseen figure, a barrage of visions assaulting her guests, and the robbing of control from her very body, her home burned to the ground. She has since woken up in an undisclosed location in Riverside. Her only companions, seemingly two very young squatters, one of which during the day seemed to have the compassion and courtesy to put some sort of rag over her as a makeshift blanket. Having reawoken from her slumber, even more damaged and thirsty than she was before, it does not take long before she is once again contesting with another creature for control of herself. Slowly dragging her, kicking and screaming, to the place where she is supposedly supposed to fulfill her bargain. And that is where we begin our scene, as a wild-eyed feral Johanna approaches the palace of Odessa, the domain of the prince. What's she doing?
She is fighting with every last of her 2 willpower.
Oh, yeah, ouch.
She does not want to go. She has been suborned beyond bearing, forced to sleep in Riverside. There is absolutely no part of what is happening to her that is tolerable in any sense of the word. And the last of her soul is being spent on spiting this demon, spiting this usurper of all that she holds dear, including the research that she has contributed to in her own small way in the city. So she has told it multiple times that unless it wants to wait for another night, it's going to have to fight her the whole way there.
Funnily enough, the spirit that it infests your being doesn't seem all that perturbed by you contesting it, by you fighting it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think it'd be fair to say on the contrary, unlike some spirits who are expected to be weak and cowardly, this one almost seems to relish the opportunity to fight with you and to lash out. And to almost, well, actually, no, it's very much intrigued and excited at the phenomena that occurs when you two fight each other. And it does not hold back 1 ounce.
I imagine she has probably been struggling with it pretty much since she woke up. And as the fight goes on, She becomes determined to rid it of its vehicle, if nothing else. If she can't fight the demon, she will fight herself.
It seems to be invigorated at the prospect of you inflicting pain upon yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It actually seems invigorated, by the pain that it inflicts upon you and the real world consequences of that.
Mm-hmm.
You, as someone who does not exactly look in the right state of mind, do try to crowd and attract the attention of the city guards.
Mm-hmm.
And this is effective, and that does garner the attention of a few, particularly during these plague-ridden times. But it is perhaps more fortunate that the city guards got away safely than anything else.
Johanna cares not for the city guards, only for the potential that they might bring her down. And she will summon them to her with that hope.
They try, but it literally takes a single strike of your own hand for them to be swatted away.
Mm-hmm.
You strike with such strength and swiftness that they do not last even a few seconds against you.
Mm-hmm.
Your strength clearly superseding your own limits.
Yep. So she is carried, kicking and screaming, on her own bloody feet to the palace.
Speaking of the palace, you make your way to the palace. The palace itself is actually, actually, let me just look up a map real quick for you, because this affects one of your floors.
Didn't you say she already took some, she took the bashing?
Yeah. Well, I think that might have been because you had to, no, in Riverside you're fine, I think. Yeah, so you go around the back side of the palace. You actually go through Justinopolis Mount.
She had to go over at some point.
And because of your mental exhaustion, your current state, it's the demon seems to have control throughout most of the process, at least initially, because your mental reserves are thin, to say the least.
Oh yes.
You have brief periods where you're able to reassert yourself for a few seconds at a time, but it is intermittent and not particularly effective. For the most part, the demon seems to have control over your body. You are able to limit it to some extent. You're able to pull punches. You notice that those guards would be dead if you had not forced yourself to hold back. But the punch was still thrown. But it begins, or rather your body begins, scaling the walls into the back gardens of the palace. Much of the bones. What are you doing right now?
Well, I figured that he would probably have either just try to talk his clan into coming up with some kind of plan or whatever in case they were actually the prince was actually attacked. If I'm allowed to go with that. If not, he is probably just got done um, meeting with Gerard and Aldrich, and probably has the both of them with him. I'm good with either or. It's just that's where I was in the timeline for him after the Johanna thing the other night.
The timing or the topic of your conversations cannot be understated. It is perhaps just after your meeting with Gerard, as you begin to make your way home, that you and every Cappadocian in the city receives a very urgent message from the prince himself. His domain is being attacked.
And
Multiple creatures from both the back and the front of the palace appear to be closing in. A confrontation is inevitable.
And if that is the case, then Merchant of Bones will relieve his carriage of its sword that he keeps, actually strapping it onto his side for like the first time in a long time, and also has his two minions, one to go find Aldrich and one to go find Gerard.
Sorry, side chat.
Oh.
Side chat, Aldrich's with you in the carriage.
Oh. See, that's why I need to start reading that more.
Sorry.
Yeah. Then he will tell. He'll look at Aldrich and state pretty flatly. It seems the visions were true.
How much time have we got?
The attack is imminent. They're coming on both sides. Are you ready to do battle, my friend? If not, I would ask you to step out of my carriage right now.
I am prepared to do what needs to be done.
If it is true, these people, these enemies, there'd be a very good chance of final death tonight. Are you prepared?
Afraid not. I'm going to live through this night. As are you.
I have to admit it was a trick question, Aldrich. You can never be prepared for death. But I'm glad to have you with me nonetheless.
Yes, is there time to send word back to Gerard?
I'll have that worked on. In the meantime, do you need to have word sent to your clan?
Are you all right with that, Chris? I don't want to overcomplicate things.
Sorry, I blanked on the last part. I apologize.
No, you're fine. He Merchant of Bones asked Aldrich if he wanted to send word to his clan, and I'm sure there's probably a way I could commune with Cainite, but
That'd take you 10 minutes. You wouldn't have time. Like, even if you managed to contact them in time, they wouldn't be able to arrive at the palace in time.
Okay.
Like that's yes, you'd know that, like, fairly simple logistics from that. Because it'd take you 10 minutes. You need to inform them. They need to organize and then head out, and that would take, all put together, at least half an hour, probably longer, to be honest.
Aldrich will shake his head at the Merchant of Bones and say, "No, I shall represent them this night."
Fair enough. Then let us be off then. And he will yell to have his carriage directed towards the palace. Post haste.
Avanti!
But he will also send for Gerard too, if Gerard wants to come, asking one of his minions to do that at least, if that is possible.
Gerard, one of the merchants of Bones brood arrives shortly after he leaves, stating that the domain of the prince is being attacked and that the Merchant of Bones beseeches you for aid. How do you respond?
Gondor calls for aid.
Gerard is going to
Literally.
not say a word to this individual, and will mount a horse and will thunder his way to the palace.
You'll get there sooner than his charter. Very well. Mina, you're already at the palace.
What?
Yep. It's only appropriate for Arcavian to be at the epicenter of change.
But.
Nope.
I mean, there's a nice library over there. I can sit on that, right?
Nah, fam, there are only seats on the train.
I don't want to ride the train. I want to wave a hanky and watch it go past. Why am I at the palace?
Whereas before, I mean, one, you're a Arcavian, but two, speaking of libraries, you are correct in that normally you are drawn to the library itself, which is in Justinopolis Mount, close to the palace, but not actually the palace itself. This is a completely separate building in a different district. But this time is different. This time the compulsion is the palace itself.
Well, let me correct my my shit real fast. All right, there we go. I'm ready. Continue. What?
Enjoy yourself.
I am not enjoying. I am sad. Can I at least still be on a roof or some shit?
You can get there how you will, as long as it is fast.
Yep.
Which probably free running for you is the most efficient route, says
Yep.
the crow flies.
Hardcore parkour.
Madeleine, Irene has already told you what she has seen, so you know where this confrontation is going to take place before it even occurs. The only question is when.
Indeed. Madeline is not as concerned as one should be about the attack, but rather a thing that will occur during the attack, and she is just going to walk around, just familiarize herself. It's been a while since she's been here. It's just going to walk around the palace, just have a look at the place, and just where things are and where it's most likely that people will be. And yeah, she is mentally preparing herself. And she is spending blood. Or preparing to when the time comes. Hopefully, someone will join her and she can tell them what is really going on.
The sheriff's around there. That's all I can clearly say.
Oh, of course, as a member of court, he would be permitted to be within the vicinity itself. Sorry, within the facility. This grand palace. No doubt the court has probably been engaged in some manner of politicking and bureaucracy. And with that, we come to Garnet.
I'm galloping through the fucking streets on my horse, man. Fuck this shit. Following Mina on my horse, because if she can free run, I can fucking gallop after her, essentially, you know. I'm the far more skilled rider than Mina.
Perhaps you never need a Mina at all. As an ancillor of the Macadian clan, you have a certain connection to the Madness Network. For you, it is more refined. It has come into its own. And you are able to pluck out strings and threads. Things that other people cannot see or perceive. Things that even the most adept, masterful, ingenious, flawless of strategists, geniuses, tacticians could not prevent you from tracking, from tracing, from seeing the truth, because such things cannot be controlled. You see it in the walls on the street, the dust road you're riding on, the stars in the sky. It all paints a very telling picture for you. You know where Mina is heading, and you have an inkling of what's about to occur there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if like I said, if he spots Madeline, he'll hold out a hand as he's riding for her to jump on behind him. As he's moving at breakneck speed, his big, huge horse, the dark one called Hades, is pounding through the streets.
I believe that's everyone, right?
As everyone approaches the palace, Johanna, you being the one on the inside, first make me a willpower check.
Permanent or
permanent willpower.
Okay.
Yeah. Roll
difficulty?
Blue. Let's see. Oh god, I don't want to be mean, but actually, just roll it. I'm gonna say. What is your? Actually, no, it shouldn't be that. Okay, so you get a single success, which means you have a turn to act of your own accord. What you perceive around you is you have at this point scaled the wall. The first thing you perceive when you scale walls are not the opulent gardens of royalty. Instead, what you see is a sight you're perhaps familiar with at this stage, a horde of vermin. They've already done their handiwork.
Oh.
Not having only trod over the earth, having poured out of every drain and orifice this palace has to offer. But you see them just roll, just like a wave, just roll over guards, over mortals. And it is really just a wave, because as they pass, it's just dented metal and largely torn apart flesh. It's just happens so quickly and so fluidly. They don't cover the entire garden. It's more like a very large swarm that just kind of roams. But there's more appearing every moment. You have a turn to act. She can drop down.
She will fling herself into the middle of them.
That you do. What's your stamina? What's your stamina right now?
Oh, I'm muting myself. It's 3.
3, okay. Okay. Roll. I'll say they roll. No, if they roll 5, you can. You auto soak all the damage. You don't auto soak it, sorry, but you soak all of it with that incredible dice roll. Which is not actually good for you because it kind of works against your interests.
Mm-hmm.
So as you fling yourself into this horde in an attempt to deny this intruder to your body what it most desires, to antagonize it to its extreme, to bite back. The horde knows no time in attempting to rip you to pieces. Your arms and legs are actually kind of stretched and pulled out as if you're on some sort of torture device as they just try and just gnaw their way through your skin, but they're just unable to. They just can't pierce it as if it's your body is just made of the thickest armor. They cannot break through your skin. It seems even your own attempts at self-destruction are not sufficient.
Mm-hmm. She laughs and screams, and it doesn't matter because there's no one to hear.
As your turn ends, you will demon will reassert control and jump a great height, this time to the walls of the palace itself.
Is there any chance I could see her?
The wall of the palace, not the wall surrounding it. And no, she's at the back side of the palace.
Oh, okay.
Right now. So, yeah, unless you're at the back, you can't see her. Mina! You're at the front. You're free running. There is no building that overlooks the palace. In fact, there aren't really any buildings close to the palace. So you'll have to stop free running around the trail up to the palace, or you'll just have to swim and then climb up. If you have potence, you could maybe jump at if you're at the back of the palace and have potence, you could probably jump like Johanna did, but don't have that. Silence, Mina, or silence? So Mina, what do you see? So you say stuff. What would you actually do? Do you just start running up the trail?
I mean, she's hardcore parkouring it where she needs to go.
You need to either climb the wall or go up this thing.
Yeah, you
climb
need
the
to
wall
swim
or what?
and then climb up because So basically, the way the palace is situated is that
there are no buildings around it, so you can't.
The only way to I know. Try to help. I need to explain. So the way the palace is situated is that it basically rests kind of atop a small hill or a trail, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's not high up, but the front side is covered by a river, so it's like a short bridge and a trail. The back of the palace, which is not where you are right now. You would be able to. It's basically just one massive straight wall. There aren't really any footholds. You'd have to make them. So you'd basically have to run up the palace, run up the trail, if you're, or basically swim and then climb up. Which isn't a bad. That's not too hard of a climb, to be fair. And with your parkour skills, they're definitely doable.
I'm gonna say if I'm coming along and know this is an issue because I've been in and out of that area a couple times, could I just be coming along the wall, because it looks like the wall around the palace intersects the one to Riverside?
So those borderlines aren't walls.
Oh, well, poop.
The palace has walls surrounding it, but the palace walls are probably the only part of the city walls that are impeccably well maintained. They don't have any real footholds at all.
So realistically speaking, what is the way that, taking a glance and knowing what she's capable of, she could most likely get where she needs to go? Because she, not going isn't really an option at this point.
So you can run up the front of the palace, just run straight up the trail, where.
Sounds like a good way to get shot full of everything.
Front.
Huh?
Or you could use the lake, swim to the edge, and then climb up. You'd still meet the walls. But you should be able to. You won't be running up the trail, so you should be able to sneak in from the front rather than by the walls, because the walls are really hard to climb.
Could I go in under this bridgey thing and just, take the water right up to the edge and clamber?
Yeah, that's fine.
Then I suppose that's what I will do. Are there rats in my way? Because I know those things don't stop.
Yeah, there are lots of rats in the water below.
Oh, really?
Itself. Yeah.
I will continue to complain in complete silence to the voice in my head about how his rats are in my fucking way, and that's just rude.
Most of them are dead.
Yeah, then I suppose it'll be probably a dive straight for the water to avoid hitting any flat surface that is covered in seething rats. And
most of them appear heavily burnt, like they were struck with acid.
Like they were struck with acid in the water?
They may have fallen into the water, or they're just flowing through, but they've, literally part of their bodies have been melted to the bone.
That's not good. And that's only the ones that are in the water?
Yeah, the water itself is not harmful. Some of them are alive, but many of them are not.
Can I study to try to see where they're getting, what's killing them? So I do not run into the exact same fucking thing?
There don't appear to be any more dead rats entering the water. Most of the rats that are alive seem to be trying to get out.
That's not especially reassuring for my water tactic.
Well, there you have it.
And I have no idea what has caused these things to become horrifically acid burned.
No, but I will allow you to climb up. You make your way up the. Well, you've already basically clambered on up. When you clamber up, you actually realize the gates to the palace are completely ripped off their hinges.
Good.
One of them has been kind of the sort of because they push the left hand side of each gate appears horribly bent and crooked, and has the metals literally in some places splintered, like just fractured.
Well, okay. Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near what did that either.
You see two figures just in front of you, just kind of rather calmly walking in.
I will consider to completely mutely natter to myself and clamber up a wall.
One of these people makes you feel very, very emotionally intense.
Does he now? Then once I am
Yes.
on top of the wall, I will take to creeping around, still staying way the fuck high up. But yeah, we'll hover. Because for some reason I should clearly just, hang out and watch this guy. What you doing, this guy? Pretty fucking interesting right now.
By all means, do sit back and watch.
Oh, is that happening in her head?
Yes.
Is it the same voice?
Oh yeah.
Do I feel deeply
A
affectionate?
lovely, perfect voice. That is
So wonderful.
everything.
How could I have ever thought he was obnoxious and haughty before, right? Yeah, the essential response will be like,
Truly.
ooh, and yeah, she's gonna creep along. She's gonna stay high up because obviously shit's going down, but yeah, she will be creeping along in as close a proximity, besides vertically, as humanly possible to this particular figure.
Don't get too excited. It's a fairly trivial event in Canaanite history, but one with historic consequences down the line. I won't say down the line because that's train related.
Have to find a new metaphor.
Yeah, it's God. One with historic consequences, and we'll just leave it in there. You actually hear another voice in your head, though. You get a sense of frustration, and a much softer voice, less assertive, and one that is far more distant. And it just says, please stay back, we don't need more bodies.
What if I stay up?
The connection simply simmers and fades.
Aww.
Or rather,
That's
it just
not
remains,
fun.
it just kind of goes absent.
Yeah, she will grumble and continue to follow along. Again, staying as close as she can as far as like, the what X and Y axis, but Z axis far above. Far above. Because she's curious and not beyond, just popping open windows and clambering in and seeing what's happening. What's happening?
Everybody else, you arrive at approximately the same time. We'll say at the front of the palace. The gates you can see are completely torn off their hinges. The metal of the gates just having been just completely just bent and fractured. The walls where the gates kind of were held have largely have seemed to have just been also just thrown forward, just having the stone itself having just completely shattered under some weight of force. And you see a lot of dead rats in the bridge below you. In the river below you as you pass across. and dead bodies. One short thing to note, Mina, you perceive Johanna slipping in through the roof.
Oh, do I?
Oh yeah. She literally just she doesn't there is no entrance for her to go into. She literally makes one. She just
Oh.
walks into the roof and it crumbles.
Well, that's mighty compelling of her.
Hmm.
I might deviate ever so slightly to see if I can at least come around to where I'll see her coming in. 'Cause my, how curious!
Oh no. Yes, but the rest of you arrive about a minute later. You can still see what appears to be the faint image of two individuals heading down the kind of very, very long hallway into the palace. But they're kind of, they're a long way down.
There'll be 6 of them, Garnet will say, as he's reining his horse, like, to stop.
I guess as they exit the carriage, Em will be able to step out first and look to Garnet. Is it 6 of them?
That's what I've seen. 6.
Any that are familiar?
1. Perhaps 2, but 1 is definitely a tactician. And our tentacle friend should be there too. I don't know where Mina is, but if I was you, I'd keep an eye on her. You look specifically at Aldrich like I told you about this before type of stare.
I see. Aldrich says, mid exiting the carriage.
Well, I guess we ought to get going then. It appears that they were rude and didn't politely knock.
Aldrich says, hold on. And then casts Lure Flames 5 under his feet and jetpacks to the top of the pallet now.
Yeah, no, everyone's dead. GG. Actually, no, yes, do this. Kill the entire party. Do my job. Thank you.
Tremere! Aldrich flies up in the air, just comes down.
Oh man, I survived.
I just knew that nuke gift would come in handy.
Little do we know that Aldrich was the real tactician.
There we go.
Anyways, I guess that's when Gerard probably would show up about then, right?
Yes, Gerard will have.
Gerard is showing up. You're all showing up at around the same time.
Yeah. So Gerard will rein his horse, sweep off of it, look at everyone else like, what are we waiting for? And then make his way through the gates.
You're waiting for me because, I can only move so fast.
Come on, Gimp.
Garnet will stay in his horse and hold his hand to the Merchant of Bones. Be like, we'll get there faster.
Oh, okay.
Ride into the palace on a horse?
Fuck it. If you haven't got the time for politeness, darling, you know what I mean? Helps up the Merchant of Bones and gallops off.
I hate horses. Just letting you know. Remember, we talked about this before, but fine.
Just hold on to me. You'll be fine. I have nice hips. It's galloping along.
Yeah, I guess he grabs onto Garnet's hips and rides this horse in with him.
Yep.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
That's fine. You guys can take the first blows.
So you guys right in after these two figures who seem to be casually just walking into the palace. You're going to reach them pretty quickly because, okay, the Merchant of Bones won't, but Gerard and who else is running?
Aldrich, I think.
Aldrich, yeah.
Gerard's literally riding a horse, but Aldrich. Okay, so you're all dashing after these two. Both of them continue walking and don't really seem to register too much as you dash towards them. Can all of you make perception? All of you who are heading towards these two make perception awareness checks.
Okay. 5.
Okay.
Sorry.
Actually, Salim, can you make me a perception occult roll?
Ooh, yes, I can, sir. I know that one off the top of my head.
Can I make perception occult?
No.
Damn
You
it.
don't have the requisite knowledge, I'm afraid, that would justify that. But you can make a perception awareness roll.
I got 6.
Yeah, requires a specific type of law, shall we say.
I ain't got shit.
Okay. Scott, you're 5. So, Aldrich, Gerard, you don't really notice anything as you dash into them. However, perhaps the more the slower pace, but as such much more patient Merchant of Bones and Garnet realize something is amiss. Garnet, you feel the air drop to below freezing levels. You actually see your own breath. You see the walls and kind of the world around you turn to grayscale. The world seems robbed of its color. You feel your deathly power much more pronounced here. You can almost sense the absence of your heartbeat. And you can hear the whispers of the deceased. Merchant of Bones, of your successes, you realize that the shroud was just torn down. There is no difference between the Shadowlands and the physical plane at this time. Ghosts may interact with anyone in this vicinity as if they were physically present.
Okay, can I, I guess since I'm on the horse, can I look back at Gerard and Aldrich and kind of ping them with telepathy to let them know that?
Yeah, you need to spend a willpower point to engage in telepathy, and at level 4 you may only contact one individual at a time. Yeah, using telepathy on supernatural creatures requires a willpower point.
Oh, it is?
Actually, let me check that. Let me just check that real quick, because it might be reading their minds. You might be able to communicate without spending a willpower. I'm just going to double check.
Yeah, I thought it was without communication was without willpower. I thought if you were
yeah,
trying
I think
to
that might be right.
Because otherwise, I ain't spending no willpower, bro.
I would imagine that you can't be that far ahead. That you can't rear back and yell.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah, so yeah, attempting to probe someone's mind requires to spend a willpower point, but you may transmit thoughts with just an intelligence subterfuge check. Difficulty equal to the victim's current willpower points. If they're willing, we will just bypass the roll. So we'll just say, I assume, well, Aldrich's probably willing. I don't know about Gerard.
You would probably ping Aldrich first.
In fact, Gerard, you have a certain behavioral quirk.
I do,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact.
He would probably ping Gerard, or not Gerard, Aldrich first, anyways, and let me know the, what you just said, and to tell Gerard, I guess.
Yeah. Aldrich, you don't know what the shroud is. You do know that ghost being able to interact with people is probably extremely fucking bad.
And yeah, he'll say as much to Gerard. There beeth some crazy shit ahead.
Brace thine self.
Prithee.
As they walk into this sort of very large kind of foyer, antechamber, hard to say. It's kind of where like a lot of the rooms in the palace interconnect. This large circular room, very plain actually. The only thing that really stands out are the banners that adorn the walls, those of the obviously of the regent's family line, his symbols, his coat of arms. But even that has been robbed largely of its colour. The most you see are the dead bodies of the guards that have already been destroyed here, already dead. In fact, you see many of their spirits kind of lashing out in panic, not understanding their fate. But perhaps more concerning is something that seems to appear from this fusion of worlds. You can hear the gargantuan trudges of something that some of you may have seen before. Directly in front of for fuck's sake, the image isn't working. God damn it. That's just my luck. One sec.
You got this, fam?
I'll edit this. Of course, it had to fail now. Why me? I got it. Just a quick edit. Hopefully it works. And I'll try again. And you hear... Yeah, you hear the gigantic footsteps of that creature. I'll put it on a different screen so you can see it clearly. This thing, it's really hard to describe because it's not even really a mishmash of creatures. Like, it looks incomplete. But it's absolutely massive.
I cast Banish.
You wish you had that right now.
Yeah.
And it just seems to come into view as these sort of worlds fuse, and the ghosts and the wraiths and all that exists in the Shadowlands. This entire palace is literally a dusty, dead reflection of what it is in the physical world. But this seems to come into view. It almost seems to tear into view. And as they enter this large foyer, both individuals just kind of go around opposite sides of the chamber. They actually kind of leave your view because it is a really large chamber with kind of big Greco-Roman pillars and the like. But this thing sits at the front entrance. It doesn't actually seem initially hostile to you, although it looks absolutely monstrous. The closest I could say in regards to its form is that its face seems to be a mix between a man and a lion's. It has multiple arms, just no claws. Most of them are malformed and rather small and appear useless, but one of them is just massive. Its two legs are fairly stumpy, but seem to support it remarkably well. And it seems to have multiple parts of its body, mainly along its back, where it looks like there was once a limb, but there is now not.
Kind of looks at the Cappadocian like, this is your territory, bro, not mine. As he's staring at it.
You want to make me intelligence occult roll? I'll allow both Aldrich and the Merchant of Bones to make this roll. Obviously, the Merchant of Bones specialty applies here. The information the Merchant of Bones get will be much more in depth because of his specialties and laws.
5 for me.
6.
Okay. Nice, you get 6 successes. You do still get effective information despite your lack of expertise in this area and almost complete lack of education. Despite your occult knowledge, there's a difference between what may be true and what is true. What are hard facts about the world, about the supernatural world. So Aldrich, this doesn't appear like anything you've ever even read of. This appears to be something unique, perhaps to this world, or to an individual. What things you do immediately understand is this thing is, despite its complete lack of a true, coherent, or complete form, just by its size and the weight of its own blows, could probably strike you extremely hard. Those claws remind you in some ways of a gangrel's, but even more dangerous. They're longer, sharper. And what you can tell appears to be effectively that of a loyal guard dog in how it seems to be, what its immediate purpose seems to be. It doesn't appear to be attacking you right now, but it is looking at you. It appears to have some degree of awareness, at least of you guys. But you're not sure if that's intelligent or not. Merchant of Bones, you're aware that this is an entirely unique creation. This is not something that should exist. This is something that was constructed. This is a construct that has been given some degree of sentience. It looks like it's partially soul forged.
He just kind of mutters to Garnet, letting him know, almost replying to him, razor quick. It seems to be some kind of construct, something what they call soul forged.
You don't have much knowledge in soul forging, other than the obvious.
But as far as any deeper knowledge on what that means, I cannot tell you, for I do not have that information.
You're also aware that this thing, like Aldrich, you would be aware just based off of how it looks, is probably extremely dangerous. Probably took years, if not decades, to construct.
I'd hate to point out the obvious, but don't go anywhere near it if you could help it, if you value your life.
Yeah, yes, that would be, yeah.
You're not aware if you could affect it with disciplines. Because this thing would be native to the Shadowlands, you're pretty sure most disciplines that affect people would not affect this. You'd probably need some specific expertise in necromancy to be able to affect this thing mentally. You could probably physically attack it, though, because you're aware that the barrier between the Shadowlands and the Skinlands is basically nil right now, or is very, very, very thin. You probably don't think it's gone entirely. That feat is truly beyond even the most powerful blood magicians, but it is close to zero. You could definitely physically strike it, and you could damage it in that way.
And he'll speak up louder. Your disciplines may not work on it, though corporal attacks might. Then again, I say, proceed at your own risk.
So this thing is like standing between us and this chamber, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
But
just
it-
standing between you and this chamber.
But
But
it doesn't look like it's standing in our way. Like it's
Oh,
not
it's standing
going to just...
directly in your way.
No, I mean like barring us, like literally just being like, "Don't you come across this?" It looks kind of like whatever. I know you're here.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's basically preventing you from entering the main foyer area, but does not seem to be actively assaulting you.
Can Madeline, Madeline is probably somewhere inside the castle looking out. Would she be able to see them coming?
I mean, I assumed you showed up with the rest of these guys. That's why I said you all arrived at the same time.
Oh, I thought you said I was present beforehand, but
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you were present beforehand because you were aware of this. So yeah, you could have you wouldn't be ahead of them, but yeah. Okay, what do you want to do in particular?
Madeline wants to see if she can see them. She wants to use some tentacles to grab them and put them up on like the second floor or something.
I mean, there's not a balcony or anything. Like it's a corridor with a curved ceiling.
Oh, okay, so I can't look out. Okay.
You wouldn't be able to lift these guys up. No, you wouldn't be able to lift them up to another floor or something, unless you literally guided them out outside. And there's probably a balcony there. But yeah.
Okay. Madeline, well, she probably won't be able, she would be able to see that thing, but not be able to really get around it. She's still looking around inside for Joanna. That is her main focus.
Okay, so you want to go after Johanna.
That seems to be her focus. Like,
Make me a perception. No, make me a wits alertness roll, difficulty 9.
And I spend a willpower.
Yes. As you kind of search around. What form are you in right now?
Normal.
No? Okay.
Wits alertness?
Wits alertness, you're jumping around, using opponents to try and get as good a vantage point as possible. You're searching.
3 successes.
Okay. You see all these guys entered from the front entrance. You see an opening in the roof where it's just broken.
Okay. Madeline will investigate, and yeah, she'll try to track her down.
Mm-hmm. Is Mina following Johanna? I think Mina's following Johanna as well, isn't she?
Yep, at a bit of a distance and still fully obfuscated, but yeah.
You'll, at some point, if you enter the hole that she came through, you will see Madeline.
I mean, am I able to keep an eye on both Johanna and Madeline at the same time? Are they ever in the same place close enough for me to be kind of skulking after Johanna and still spot Madeline?
I don't think you can see Joanna, because I don't think I can see her at this point either.
I mean, I flat saw her do the thing and have been following her since.
Oh, okay.
I saw that hole get made.
Yeah, but maybe it took you time to get to the hole. I don't know.
I do not know.
You probably perceive, if Mina's following at a distance, you probably perceive, no, Mina is on obfuscate, you can see her.
If Madeline sees Joanna, she's gonna do stuff, but...
you don't see her yet, you just see what appears to be the most likely trail.
Madeline will follow it.
Okay. So this time, we'll swap back that the people in the main foyer. You see as these two enter and seem to, as they kind of move around opposite sides of this large foyer, they link back up in their center. You can see past the creature. fairly easily. It's barring the way, but it's not necessarily obstructing much of your view. And you see what appears to be dozens and dozens of footsteps. A cohort of sorts, about several dozen armored figures, all marching in lockstep, surrounding the prince himself.
So Gerard's going to move up next to the horse with Garnet and Merchant of Bones, probably with Aldrich in tow, and
Yeah.
sort of look up to MOB and say, I don't suppose it'll move if we ask it nicely.
It says it all. It always looks expectantly at you, as if it's just waiting for you to do something.
Aldrich will bite his thumb at it.
No.
Oh Jesus, I had myself on mute. Okay. Yeah, he's going to slide off the horse and kind of give it a small pat and give Garnet a small nod and thanks, and look to Gerard and say, I don't think it will, but I would like to get a closer look at it, why it's here, anyways. And he'll actually like approach like really slowly, like in a non-threatening manner. Just enough to get, kind of just take in this monstrosity's kind of like glory. It's a little bit perverted in a way because like he's kind of Cappadocian, science, da 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 da. I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah.
It's a horribly perverted monster. There's
Yeah.
nothing more to say on that
But,
particular topic. In a way, there's a sense of melancholy to it. You can kind of, Garnet in particular can kind of sense this is not something made up. This is not a singular entity. This is not a singular creature.
Also, if I can, I'd also like to activate spirits or read the aura or whatever it's called, so I get like everybody's aura and like in that room, especially like the wishing woman and tactician.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll for it?
Yeah. You minus your Auspex rating from the difficulty as well. So it should be difficult for you.
While he's rolling that, Chris, real fast, is there can we see any other means of ingress into this room?
I mean, you're just in a straight corridor, so at least not through this particular line of entrance. There's probably
Right.
other ways into the room. You can see many different corridors into the room on multiple floors.
Okay.
I got 5 successes.
Okay. Wishing woman is pale, spiritual, melancholy, depressed. The quote tactician is much is obviously canine, calm, pure calm, nothing else. Maybe a hint of confidence.
So, Merchant of Bones, seeing this, will kind of call out. It's a pity that this beast is in front of me so I may see your faces as you speak, but I must ask, my clanmates here, the venerated wishing woman, I'm assuming that's who you are, and this tactician here, I wish to know why we are doing this, or why you are doing this. That is what plagues me the most about all of this, considering your emotions.
The wishing woman stops for a moment. She slowly turns to you. The tactician, as it were, seems fairly more concerned with the matter at hand, and the fact that he's basically being confronted with a small, about a few dozen enemy soldiers. He actually is the first one to speak. He just simply says, "Do not allow yourself to be distracted." She simply actually does not speak, but you hear her voice. "We have time." And simply exhales, and you see again her cold breath. The prince's own cohort, seemingly matched now by a number of wraiths that fly past you.
Gerard's going
And
to.
she will simply turn to face you. The tactician seems to take control of the cohort of wraiths. She says some words to them, but it's incoherent. It's not understandable. Seems more like incoherent. It's literally like a mad woman ranting and raving for a moment. She speaks to seemingly the ghosts who seem to understand her.
Gerard is going to kind of like edge up behind Merchant of Bones, put a hand on his shoulder, and if he looks at him, he's going to gesture like with the tilt of his head backwards, like let's go see if we can find another way in. This one is clearly blocked.
Sure. Though she looks like she is. Does it look like she's going to speak, or is she turning towards me? Like
she simply looks at
nonsense.
you. Yeah, and she says a few words that are initially nonsense, and then looks at you. How does it feel to be impotent?
uncomfortable. If I'm being honest. But I doubt this is about me. I asked you why you are here.
To remove myself of impotence.
You believe your own clan is a barrier, a weakness for you. Or does the prince hold some sway over you? Was he a past loved one, perhaps? maybe.
She just blinks at you with this kind of voided look. The tactician chuckles to himself as he begins to walk forward towards the prince. The prince this time has been talking, but it's difficult to roleplay through characters. He's largely been issuing the standard decree of intruders upon the domain and such shall be put to the sword. Whereas the tactician, who steps forward, Prince is well aware of what we seek. I'm actually rather impressed you are here at all, of all things.
It wasn't exactly that hard.
So you would wish. He says, kind of angling, like almost like straightening his back and relaxing what would be tense muscles. Well, I've had my fun toying with this city. Shall we begin and get this over with?
Aldrich will speak up. Pointed at the what he believes to be the wishing woman, he says, "You contradict every story I've ever read of you. Is this the wicked, the malicious, the selfish?"
I witnessed the company you keep.
And
I have to make a choice.
pray you make the right one.
Focus on your own. She raises her hands, and you kind of feel a pulse in the air. Anyone want to make perception awareness rolls real quick? She's definitely about to do something. You don't need to roll for that. Everyone can roll. Actually, by everyone I mean Madeline and Mina. Johanna can't re-roll right now.
Perception awareness?
Whoa!
I got 2.
3.
5. Holy shit, Merchant of Boats.
7.
Okay. You having the knowledge that you do. Oh dear.
We're fucked, guys. Just letting you know.
So you're in the Shadowlands right now, effectively. She's about to alter its landscape.
Oh no. What to do? What to do? Back inside.
Everyone make me, as she does seem to put some effort and energy into this. She outstretches her hands. There is a few seconds of roiling and pulsations that kind of fly across like the ground. It kind of you feel it literally like through the walls, through the ceilings, as the corridor begins to fall apart.
Don't suppose I could counterspell this.
You may roll 5 dice.
5 dice. Okay.
Difficult. Oh my god. No, this is. Yeah, no, I'll say this. Yeah, you can definitely roll this. No, because you don't have level 5, do you?
I
I
don't.
think you need level 5. Yeah, you need the level of the counter spell. Like, it needs to match the level of the things they're doing.
Shit.
Yeah, no, I'm afraid you can't counter this one.
Fuck.
No, instead the roof will collapse on all of you. This is just going to be a straight strength athletics, not dex, because you're not going to be able to avoid this.
Another blood and strength, I guess.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Timber. All right. Strength and athletics. Bro, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. Us
I
the
got one.
academics.
I got one. Thank God.
Wah, wah, wah.
No, the merchant of the stump leg does not get any successes on the strength athletics roll. What a surprise. Okay, so Gerard, you're fairly physically fit.
Why,
As this
thank you.
rubble kind of begins to fall on top of you, you're able to use your armaments, your sword, and presumably your shield, to kind of help undermine the battering. You don't take any damage, but you are slowly being buried. Aldrich, you do. Can you just set me 1 level of lethal, and Mushroom Bones, can you set me free? As this dead place begins to collapse on you. Just the corridor. Well, the corridor and the rest of the ceiling and the floors just directly above you, but hey. Oh yeah, got it. Your horse is fucked.
Hades.
You both do it, it seems.
Yeah, that horse is dead. That horse can't
Oh,
really
that's
even
it.
exist here, so yeah, it's definitely dying.
By the way,
Yep.
have you ruled ones on soak or no?
It doesn't.
I've rolled ones on soak, they don't, yeah,
So you both make it.
they don't affect your
And-
soak.
Yeah, do I
Okay.
take any damage? Do I take any damage with 1 success on my death strength athletics?
Yeah, take 2 lethal, so just roll stamina.
Yeah.
How incredibly rude.
It's almost as if they're not taking you seriously.
I'm fine.
There you go, a success. You take 1 lethal. Garnet, you're able to undermine a lot of the damage, but you still take a nasty hit as a particularly large part of the scene just collapses on you and knocks you prone.
I believe this
Kind
is
of
where
trapping you beneath it.
Meanwhile,
as the rest, Wonko 3 is slowly being buried, 2 alone canines appear to be following a trail down and down, down. So your trail is fairly obvious. Because it's just 1 floor being broken, another floor being broken, another floor being broken. It's a lot of floors, actually. It's more than what you expect or what seems possible. Like, you keep following Johanna's trail, and it's okay, 1st floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor, 4th floor, 5th floor, 6th floor, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, it's getting to the point where it's not logical.
Follow.
Madeline is gonna
You mean-
summon some tentacles. Just gonna roll for that, if that's okay.
Okay. I mean, they have to be in shadow, so unless you turn into shadow form, they will not move with you. You have yet to reach Johanna or see her.
Okay, well, okay, I will wait until. I don't know if I want to. You want me to roll again, or it's gonna be when she stops, because if she's just climbing down, she's not gonna. But like, I'm assuming at some point there is an end. Hopefully.
Maybe perception awareness roll.
At least one success.
Okay, you. This place is obviously a reflection of its physical counterpart, but that doesn't mean it's the same. It seems like this place has taken its physical features, like the physical features, to its logical extreme.
Great. So it's a very deep basement, but it's not this deep in real life.
Yeah. I mean, it's just going down and down and down. You can kind of hear the echoing of just smash, 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 dude. It's very quick. There's no stopping.
Crap. Madeline's, yeah, she's gonna follow it, and probably die because of
Okay.
it. But we'll see.
You're just gonna jump down?
Well,
YOLO!
no, she's gonna like go down, and she's not gonna jump. But
Sorry, are you going down or?
Madeline is gonna begin to go down. Yeah, she's not gonna jump, but she is gonna go and just see. Do all these places look the same as I go down?
No, they seem to cycle. They seem to loop to some extent. It's inconsistent. They don't seem to loop because that implies a pattern that you can discern and correct. There isn't really a pattern. It just seems you're assaulted by random memories of places, really.
Yeah, Madeline's going to continue downward.
And such.
She's going to try and catch up with it.
It definitely does become more and more grim and more vivid as you go down. Johanna, you're seeing all of this, but you don't really have time to perceive it because you are just literally punching through the floor and you're just heading straight down. And eventually there is a final thud. But not before she breaks through the main foyer.
What's up?
And everyone will see Johanna break through the ceiling of this massive antechamber and just go straight through the center.
Hey.
With Madeleine and Mina and Tony. Not Mina, but Madeleine.
Here's the real question. Does Madeleine have any shift, like, emotionally, when she spots all of her dear friends down there? Not Madeleine. Sorry, Johanna. My B. I did not. Blah, 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 blah. You are not the person I am eyeballing.
I mean...
Oh, yeah, no. Mina is... Sorry, pardon? Pardon?
Mina rolled Read the Soul on Johanna as she was tromping along. Only got 2 successes, so I'm only getting a primary color. And I'm asking if it shifts from...
What it is... Oh, God. Well, what you're going to get is you're going to get a conflicting aura. Johanna, how are you feeling right now?
Johanna?
Yeah.
She is a combination of idealism and rage. 100% each.
Okay.
There's
A lot of rage from all sides here.
Mhm.
Yeah, so what you get, Mina, is because this is a very unique situation, you actually pick up multiple auras in one person.
Oh, delightful. What's the
You
other one been
see
looking like
the
this whole trip?
content. Oh, it is absolute.
Is it ecstatic?
Excited and furious. There is a
Lovely.
degree of anger anticipation.
And how do both of them shift when they land in that main hall and are confronted by the group of PCs and the group of NPCs?
Johanna breaks right through, and Madeline, you're able to go down. But, actually, no, wait a second. We're gonna have some rolls made.
Ah, shit.
So let's see. This is. Okay, Mina. As you head on down,
Oh, I'm not making the final jump. Fuck that. That is where all the action is.
No, okay.
I'll
This
hang
is all
out
the
like
action?
just
Okay.
to the side of that hole in the ceiling. And in fact, when Madeline does finally follow through, I will scooch back and out of sight and let her go down through it.
Madeline is caught.
No, at best,
Madeline
someone
is
might,
very-
if they can, I don't know if they can auspex that far,
damn it.
but might spot her peeking down through the hole. But no.
Oh, yeah, no, they're very much aware of you. You know this.
Oh, yeah, he is, absolutely.
The prince actually looks up because he wasn't aware that you were here.
Don't distract His Majesty.
I am grabbed by what exactly?
Oh, the wishing woman. She catches you as you try and head down, and then casually kind of puts you to one side.
But yes.
Madeline will probably not be able to get out. I don't know exactly what she's grabbing. Well, it's just with my hand, with her hand.
And she just literally catches you as you go down by the shoulder, and then just kind of casually just flings you to one side. Not in a particularly malicious fashion. Very dismissive, rather.
Easy.
Madeline will just, like, if she is able to speak, she will just say, "We have to stop the demon unless you are in league with it." And she just seems very, very intent, looks down at the hole, and just seems to want to go after Joanna.
She said that to the wishing woman, or
Yes. Or
Okay.
she shouts it.
I think at this point, we will have a large-scale combat in the main hall, because this is the point where shit's just kind of gone off the rails. So, however, we'll focus on Johanna. Everyone can roll your initiative. And just put it in chat as we go through Johanna. Johanna, you hunt through the next 10 floors. Finally, you find your way to the bottom. It is not a basement. It's not some sort of cellar. It is not a laboratory. It is... I suppose it is somewhat close to a laboratory. At least as far as necromancers go. But it's something else. It's something different. You immediately sense something wrong in this room. And not in the way that you're in a place of death. This place doesn't feel dead actually quite far from it. It feels very much alive in all the wrong ways. It feels writhing. You almost feel like you were in a place of dead things, and then you hit the place beneath that. You may also spend a willpower point. Not a willpower point. You may make a willpower check to try and see if you can gain control of yourself for a few turns.
Oh boy. Yes.
This room you're in is something closer to like a really old ruin in a way. It's the things you see, like there are innumerable, several old ancient items, most of which are just books, very old books, centuries old. Others appear to be tools. You even see a stave. Appears very crooked. Has a skull on it. And the place is kind of has this faint smog inside it. It's murky. It's hard to see. You can hear this sort of frantic whispering. You can actually feel the spirit inside of you grow incensed, more frantic, more almost panicked in a way. Almost like it's getting cold feet at the last minute.
Interesting. Okay. She will ask. What's going on then?
One moment.
We are here.
Where are we? What are we fetching?
As you try and reassert control of yourself, which you succeed at, then this demon's moment of weakness. You're able to take a look around the room. Roll me perception, roll me intelligence occult, because there's a lot to see here.
Sorry,
Lot to
everybody
take
who has a
in
cult.
mind for it.
Nope.
Wow.
My bones.
You're not sure what is mystical in nature, but you're almost certain a lot of it is. I'll give you that one for free. There's just so much here. It's like a vault of just artifacts just collected over the course of centuries. A library and a safe both. But what is perhaps most important to you is that which you do not see. As the spirit inside you pulls you forward, you're able to resist. This seems to be the source of the smog.
I'm sorry, the source of the what?
The smog. This place is quite
Oh,
murky.
got it.
It's hard to see properly. Even your Auspex isn't really helping you that much yet. You've only really encountered that with the La Sombra before, who are able to mitigate most of your enhanced senses. Seems to be very similar to that, but whereas La Sombra's nocturnes, they kind of don't smell of anything. They're very empty. Doesn't smell of anything. This This smog, it smells. It smells like. It smells hot. But it also smells like kind of like a dozen rotting corpses, like literally burning, rotting corpses that have been there for years and years.
Ooh, okay.
It seems to be coming out of the wall, and as you do you approach it?
Does that seem?
Do you think do you think anything else?
So she has control of herself. The demon. Does it seem? Is the demon trying to draw her towards anything?
Yeah, it's drawing you towards the sort of area in the wall that's smoking. It's actually fairly apparent, like it's sort of a rectangle, and the wall seems to be leaking out of a very large panel in the wall.
Yeah, she will try and turn herself towards books instead.
There's a lot to read here. You start glancing through a few pages. Roll me intelligence call again.
That's better.
You're no occult expert, but these books, as you kind of flip through some of the pages, some of them are more based in areas of magic. They don't really understand the Cappadocian specialties. A lot of these books you can't really make too much heads or tails of. You can get the sort of basic concepts, but you're not versed in the language or the instruction of necromancy itself. You do have find a copy of Pharisees fragments.
Do I have any pockets left?
No, there is actually something else. As you kind of look through, you see a few pages that seem to be bound together, but not part of the book itself.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what they. Well, you don't really know what they are. They just seem out of place, and they're written in a language you don't understand.
Do they come out? Like if she.
Oh yeah, the pages are bound to each other, but they're not bound in the book, but they're bound to each other.
Are we stealing from the prince? I think we're stealing from the prince.
After this?
What? What'd you say?
Nothing. We're stealing from the prince. It's all good. So you begin kind of following your curiosities as you look around this place. This place feels so much. Oh God, this place feels dead, but it's just something. There's more to it. Like there's something here that's just wrong. I shouldn't be here. You go through the books. You go through the artifacts, the tools. Most of them seem to be enchanted embalming tools of sorts, or other. Some even appear to be makeshift weapons in a way. There's you literally touch sort of one of the scalpels that again an old scalpel, like not something that's been around for maybe a century or two. One of the younger artifacts here, it seems, actually cuts through your skin really smoothly, kind of like.
Yeah, does it do any damage?
Well, you've. Yes. Yeah, it cuts through your skin very cleanly.
How much damage does it do?
I don't know. How much damage are you trying to do to yourself? Roll your strength. Roll your strength from melee.
Okay.
Crawling in my skin.
Oh my God, literally. Okay, do free ag, okay.
3 ag.
Oh, you take
That's
2.
gotta hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
Christopher.
know you took the bashing. I think that's enough.
She's ash.
I think that covers you. She's Ash.
She's
Oh,
ash.
fuck.
It's all ag. That's all of it ag.
Yeah, but she soaks 1, doesn't she?
You soak 1, and the
She's
demon
at
definitely
4
heals off the bashing. 'cause
Or
it's not
so
stupid.
she's at 6 ag.
She's at 6. Okay, that I think that just torpors your thing.
That's
It's not like
yeah,
werewolf.
2 or 4 incapacitate. But,
Yeah, well,
like,
it's not
one
like
more
werewolf where you
ag-
just die.
One
You
more
get
ag
6
and
ag.
her history, so yeah.
Yeah, 1 ag and you do die, but you torpor, so you don't quite die.
She also has a bashing from the river.
Oh yeah, demon's healing that shit off.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah,
fiddlesticks.
Demon's not down. He sees you trying to do the thing. Demon's like, nah, fam. You've been trying to do this for like the past 5 hours. Demon's wise to your bullshit. You literally try and impale yourself with a scalpel, and it just straight pierces through your heart.
hmm
Can you steal that for me, please?
I'm busy
No.
right now.
Can you grab a second one?
I can't grab shit. I'm in torpor again.
You're in torpor.
Mr. or Mrs. Demon, can you grab another one, please?
I'm going to make a roll. Yeah, it possesses your body like a corpse.
Oh God.
So it's able to still use your body, although at this point your body's so broken that it's actually kind of hard for it to move and walk around properly, and you've like struck your heart, so it can't really use its full capacities in your body anymore. Like, your body's just completely broken.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of coping before, but all of your health levels are ag. Like, you know, if you do take a single hit, like it would actually, like, even it could use your body at this point. So it just kind of shambles, or just kind of with one hand, just starts moving your body and moving it slowly towards the source of this smoke. And it will reach up.
Does that mean it's going back under the hole there, buddy?
Pardon?
Does that mean it, like, she fell through? I have not dropped into the room. Does that mean it's crawling her back across under the hole?
It's 10 floors below you. You wouldn't be able to affect it from that distance.
I've been following her everywhere except for that last hole.
Yeah, she went through the floor.
You've been
and
following her
then
down. No. So you'd have to go through the foyer for that, though. You could jump down the foyer hole. Because you said you stopped at the foyer. That's why I didn't count the grapple, the grab roll.
Oh, so she's 10 floors even below that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it goes down deep.
Damn it. I did not realize she kept going.
And
I thought
it'll
she
be a bit
stopped.
hard to move down there now as well, because, yeah, combat's about to take place in the main foyer.
How hard would it be to just straight drop through this hole and through the next without getting interfered with in the process? Is there still someone standing
Well,
right
they're about to fight, so they may not be focused on you, but
That's
they can also
true.
move very quickly, as you've seen.
This is true. I will. I'll wait for them to be distracted. Apologies for interrupting. I did not realize she went that much further.
No problem.
What does she reach up and do?
She reaches up and slowly starts scraping away at this large panel. It's literally like a cat scratching at a door. You're just slowly gnawing away at the stone, just broken, bleeding nails, the skin having peeled off your fingers. and just takes you hours. You can hear the fighting above you, the slaughter. You see ash every now and then, small bits of ash just fall down where the settle where the bottom of the hole is. Like it's just fallen down 10 floors. You slowly dig your way through this panel. And eventually you see it, the thing you've been looking for, whatever the fuck this spirit wants. What's this? And then you touch it.
Is this happening while the combat is going, or?
It's going to be happening while the combat is going on and will be separate from it.
Ah, okay.
You touch it. Barely. Like literally just the longest finger on your only working arm. And something in this tablet kind of invigorates you. It also forfeits all control from your body. For now. And heals you of all your damage.
So I touched it.
The wounds
and
themselves literally being wreathed in fire, like the wounds are literally burnt away.
Wow.
But, okay.
So she's standing there just fine and the demon's not doing anything? Is that what just happened?
Yeah, something happened. You seem to be in control of yourself now.
Can I read anything on the
There is an
slide?
exit, by the way.
There's an
Oh
exit?
god, no. There's a door behind you, stone door, like, heavy, hard to move. Open from the inside. They have it to keep people out, not keep things in.
Hmm.
You can also loot the rest of this place, but I mean, there's only so much you can carry.
She
just
has
a quick question. If this is going on while the combat is going on, and technically if someone was to escape from combat and get down there?
Sorry.
Okay.
They will prevent you from disengaging.
Oh, okay.
You're an enemy combatant, and there's way too many combatants from you to run from, like, it's in a closed area.
So she's going to start asking, don't you want it? And she's going to look around for something she could hide this thing in. Like something big enough to hold that thing.
It's actually a fairly large tablet, but there's not really any containers here. It's not really meant to... I mean, there are chests and racks and stuff, but that's for holding things, right? It's not for hiding them?
Mm-hmm. Would any of them hold this? She'll empty some shit.
Yeah, you can empty something.
She would like to try and find a chest. Something that's as empty as possible. And she will do this as fast as she can. She'll try and find a chest, hide the thing in the bottom, and put whatever looks like the most junk that she can on top of it. Does this thing give off any kind of...
man, you are tampering of... Oh yeah, no, it's so hard to you're like on the edge of frenzy at all the moment like you're touching this thing. You also feel extremely powerful. In fact, make me a willpower roll real quick to put the thing down.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Also make me a self-control check, because this thing will drive you to frenzy.
Okay.
Okay, get a willpower check, and make me a self-control check. Ah, you ace them both. Nice. Yeah, because your mind is literally flooded with just overwhelming negative thoughts as you possess this thing. Just hatred unyielding. You don't want to let go of it either. You manage to tear yourself away from it, but you're constantly pulled to it.
What she wants to do is hide it in the deepest, darkest corner under the most trash she can accumulate in this room.
Oh, yeah. Everything here seems to be fairly sensitive. Nothing in here is dispensable. In terms of, like, there's no junk here. I mean, you may perceive it to be junk, but in the sense of everything in here clearly has some degree of value. Whether you understand it or not.
The demon
just seems to be gone. Yeah, like something happened. Like, just seems like you don't even feel it anymore.
Man. Okay. And there's a clear, I broke the walls all the way through to the top floor, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If she can hide it, bury it, she will do so, and then she will GTFO. She doesn't want it.
You turn around after burying this thing in junk. You kind of do a double take as you're burying it, because you actually notice someone standing just kind of behind you with that scalpel. Just kind of like casually just kind of tossing it up and down. Seems to be a very young kid in rags. You make a very interesting team.
Who are you?
Oh, that doesn't matter. You serve their purpose. Thank you. This is mine now. And the kid will just take the will just kind of casually just toss off the lid of the chest, send it flying into the wall, and just stick his hand in and then take the tablet.
Can I push him in the chest? Sit on it.
Oh, you bitch.
I love you.
Sorry, madam, this is not the sphere of annihilation. Yeah.
No horseplay.
Did you say
I'll never let you live that shit down. Let's see.
No one's ever letting me live that shit down. I'm gonna stand at the pearly gates. I'm sorry, you said yes, strength or strength brawl?
Yeah, no. Nope.
Nope.
That's not even a specialties.
Yeah, so she tries to shove him into the chest, and that's not the thing that happens.
Doesn't even move. Just kind of looks at you. And just. Oh, dude. Oh, I'm sorry. You must have wanted me to finish the job. Okay, and we'll just run you through with the scalpel. We'll do 7 egg. No, you have fortitude.
What's that mean?
It means you can soak an egg if you choose to spend it. You may choose to spend a blood to also trigger fortitude.
Yes, she'll do that.
Well, make up your mind. Rebelling against rebellion is awfully conformist.
Can she use
This thing literally, this child literally runs the scalpel through your chest, blowing a hole through your entire torso and stomach.
Mhm.
Completely flooring you as well. You're crippled.
Mhm.
And just looks at you and tilts.
No one here is going to give me any answers.
Well,
Don't
I
mind
thought
me.
you could have figured it out for yourself. Okay. Oh, no? Just kind of, like, literally with his big toe, just, like, taps her cheek.
Who are you? What is going on?
Well, when the prince is about to die.
Who are you?
Well, that's cute. You still expect me to answer that question.
Oh,
I'm a kid,
it's you.
clearly.
Where are you going with it?
He'll just begin perusing. He'll just begin perusing the the uh, the objects of the vault.
Can you use
And just begin taking some.
presence on demons?
You don't know. No idea.
Okay, well, she's gonna curl up on the floor around the massive hole he's just put in her and is going to try using entrancement.
Okay.
Do wound penalties count? She might actually not have any dice for that.
Yes.
Okay, what do we have?
Yes. Wound penalties do apply.
She has some dice. Okay, she has 2 dice. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that doesn't work. She wastes the blood.
It's also very aware of what you just tried to do.
If he cares, she'll be shocked. So, are you just going to stand around
walks.
then?
I'll have my fill.
Why did you bring me down here?
Oh, but I needed you and your friend to look for something for me.
My friend?
Thanks.
Fuck you.
Well, not so much anymore. That's the spirit.
She
Oh,
lifts her hand and makes the
fond of history.
sign of the cross, a gesture of benediction.
Oh, please.
It's not a. She's not.
You
She's
just-
not trying to banish him. It's she's being sarcastic. She's blessing him.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Just picks up your copy of Heresy Sacraments. Oh, fond of history, are we?
Mm-hmm.
Starts reading through. And then spots those pages. Oh,
I don't suppose you'll read aloud.
please, you're not a child. I'll also take these. He'll take the pages that were in the book. Not the ones that were bound to each other, but not to the book itself.
She can't really stop him at this point.
So
I think if he...
if you really want to die, I can do that. It would be an awfully shallow way to go, but
I mean, she doesn't want to die. She does. Death is not her intention. She wants to not help the demon, and she has. Yeah, her intention was to thwart him, not to die. She's not suicidal. She just is angry. So if he starts going through the room, she's just going to crawl in the chest and close it. Did he leave the slab in the chest?
No, he flung it to the wall. Just casually, just flung it into the wall.
Oh, did it break?
He lifted it up. You have to crawl all the way over there to go get it. It's kind of heavy.
So wait, the slab that we came all the way down here for, he flung into the wall?
No, the lid to the chest.
Oh. Okay, so where's the slab?
Oh, the slab he has.
Okay, he's carrying it around with him.
Yeah, very casually.
Okay. And is he also carrying the scalpel?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I have common sense. Is there any possible way Johanna could take this thing out?
You're crippled. So probably not.
Mhm.
Not in your current state.
Mhm. Okay.
I mean, it didn't even really thrust much. It didn't really put much force into striking you with the scalpel, and it still almost killed you. And it wasn't even really putting much. It wasn't. It all it did was use its automatic successes. It didn't actually roll anything.
Well, if it does
kind
not...
of like literally just casually poked you, and it just kind of literally just went straight through you.
If it doesn't stop her, she will pick up carefully the copy of the Aristides fragments and maybe another book, and will curl herself up in a chest and read in the dark with the lid closed.
Hmm. You feel, yeah, no, that's fine. You you curl up into the chest. The boy just looks over you as you go in and just says, "Good night."
Good evening.
Smiles. Thank you again.
No.
Oh yes. And simply hops, skips, and jumps away.
Mhm.
I'm gonna roll the initiative for all our bad guys now. We'll leave out all the spiritual nonsense going on. That's for the tactician. And yep, that's for the wishing woman. Yes, she rolled a 1. She's still on a 20. Oh, and I should roll for the monster.
I mean, you don't have to.
I guess a 16. So I assume that, yeah, the tactician is going first. The sheriff will beat the wishing woman. He's just going to trigger Majesty. And sheath his weapon, which is Aldrich. You immediately recognize his knife is a burning blade. Where the fuck did he get that from?
Motherfucker.
Killed, spend for additional actions and fortitude and potence. Sheriff! No, yeah, Sheriff. Sheriff does things.
Yes, he does. So, where is Wishing Woman and the Tactician currently?
They're both directly in front of you.
Okay. And then, let's see. The sheriff is going to basically hold up his two-handed sword and, without saying anything, he's going to use his celerity to basically do what celerity does best, get you in there. So that's all I can really say.
Okay, the difficulty, if you want to attack the tactician, difficulty for the courage roll is 10.
Okay. So I will do that, and we will see. Let's see. Let's see if the. Let's see if the sheriff can do it. No, he does not.
No, he does not get to attack this turn. At least not the tactician.
Damn him.
He's frozen in fear. Wishing woman, she's going to trigger her fortitude, and she's going to trigger that advanced fortitude. She'll trigger armored flesh. So she can block that attack with her bare hands. She'll also spend to strike. She will spend for Flower of Death. And she will strike at. She'll strike the prince in the head. Prince will use his fortitude, of course.
It's +2 diff, I'll have you know.
Just need to know something that I've been trying to ask.
Flower of Death means she gets 7 automatic successes on the roll.
No, that's not like she's still holding me, right? I can still not move. I'm still like being held by her, right?
Oh no, she let you go. She let you go ages ago. She let you. She put you
Okay,
aside.
I didn't know that. That's okay. That's good to know. Okay. Just I thought I was being brought along, so yeah, I would have liked to. Okay.
You're not bashing down, dropping. Don't worry. Okay. That's 5. So 4 plus her strength. 9 plus her fortitude is 17. Oh, plus the additional 7. She does 14 lethal. And well, it's a good thing. Good thing the Cappadocian has freaking soak. Soaks at least 7 of it. Wow. He soaks 12 lethal. Well, he takes a nasty hit to the head. He doesn't actually die at all. The wishing woman merely strikes him once with enough force that it causes pretty much the entire wall to just collapse, and just causes a good portion of the foyer to just start collapsing in on itself. Gerard.
Gerard is going to attempt to pull Merchant of Bones out of the rubble.
Yeah, that's fine. You can definitely spend your time doing that. It's not a problem. You don't have to roll. It's just,
Yep.
You get him up. Merchant of Bones, your turn.
As he is pulled out of the rubble, like he has no problem with that. He just stands and casts a glance at the wishing woman, and he's going to spend a willpower for rigor mortis, and hope he just meets difficulty.
I need to look at some stuff.
Okay.
So what part of this? This is Graves Decay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Canines may take physical acts from her equal to your successes. Difficulty is 7. It's intelligence medicine.
I don't think it's gonna work for what I'm trying to do because she has to be frozen. I know I'm not gonna freeze her.
Yeah, she has a lot of dice. She has a lot of dice.
Jesus Christ. He just stands and he kind of just watches because, he's not stupid. I mean, there's really nothing he can do to kind of. He's impotent. Case closed. So yeah, he's just gonna watch for right now.
If nothing else, you may learn.
Yeah, entropy is what it is. No matter what form it is, this is a form of it. It's change, so gotta love it.
Mina, you hear a voice in her head. Kill the sheriff.
Do I? I gotta hurt
You
me
may
like this.
spend a willpower point and make a willpower roll, difficulty 8, to resist the compulsions of the Dormitor. But do you really wanna? Do you really wanna?
I mean, it's not that I'm not okay with killing the sheriff. It's just, he's awfully armed and armored, and I'm not. And he's probably full up on blood, and I'm not. And that doesn't seem like a winning proposition, really. Here's a question. From the hole I'm in, can I at least be obnoxious and, like, be the proverbial monkey on his back? Because I imagine he would have a very hard time hitting me with his giant sword if I was literally plastered to his back.
You can. I don't really know what that would.
It would potentially at least be an obnoxious form of grappling. I don't know that I could actually restrain the sheriff, but I could at least be really annoying.
You can try and taunt him, I guess. I think that is actually a maneuver. We did double check.
It is a maneuver. Where's my chart? I did not expect to have to act, so I did not plan. It is a special maneuver. Sure, I could at least do that.
Yeah, can you just tell me what taunting does? Because it doesn't seem to be in the V20 Dark Ages book, from what I can see.
It is manip expression or intimidation. It's the opponent's wits plus 4 is the difficulty. And for every 2 successes, cost the target 1 die from their next action.
Oh, cool.
So I can at
being
least...
tasked with killing the sheriff.
I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure being distracted while the 2 of them are down there is practically a death sentence. Really?
Out of character. I mean, that may be true.
Oh, you know what? Fuck it.
Actually, I think a road would compel to resist the bloodborne, to be fair.
This is true. I can at least make the attempt.
Yeah, so spend a willpower point, then make a willpower roll difficulty 8. For every success, you may resist them for 1 turn, and you may keep spending willpower points when that time is up to extend the rebellion for an additional turn per willpower point.
Okay,
you only need to make the 1 roll.
You said diff 8?
Diff 8, yeah.
Let's see if I can do that. I can. And, instead of attacking the sheriff in this turn, I am going to do a full action or a full movement action to get the fuck out.
Which direction do you head in?
Considering I'm in the ceiling still, basically I'm heading back for the rooftop to get the hell out of this building.
Okay.
So yeah, the reply will be a very happily chirped "Nope," that is completely silent as she dips the fuck out.
Okay. So you may do that for 1 turn, and then every other turn past that point, you'll need to spend a willpower point. So yeah, you take full movement action away from combat. Monster is gonna hit someone. You should have hit. Make it a D3. 1 is Gerard, 2 is Aldrich. 3, I don't know, or maybe 4. This 4 is Garnet. 3 is Merchant's Bone. I hit the Merchant's Bone. Okay. Seeing the Merchant. So, it appears of everything going to hell. It appears the dog creature, the monster, has taken an interest in murdering all of you. In which it will precisely do that. It's extremely hard. So it's 3, 2 plus, yeah. Hits you for 1, 2, 3, 4 aggravated damage. Oh no, actually I need to add 3 additional dice because of the course. 5. 5, 6. 6 ag.
I can spend what willpower or blood to use my 2 fortitude, right?
Yeah, basically you spend 2 blood. And then your auto soak, you will not need to make a roll for those fortitude dice. They will be converted into automatic successes. Because you're taking ag, you can't use your stamina to soak ag. You can only use fortitude and any armor you have on you.
Okay, well he's gonna do that. Spend the 2 points to soak that, and then he's gonna roll for his armor. And he soaks 1 other one.
Nice. You soak 3 of the 6 ag.
Yep. He just kind of clutches himself for a minute as he is actually hit. Kind of like blinks, like, motherfucker, you just hit me. How dare you?
Ultra.
You said there appear to be alternate ways to get around this beast, like alternate chambers and paths.
Yeah, you're currently in a thin corridor there.
Right. Is there any way that I could either back out and try to navigate a way down? Aldrich's goal is the basement, and he's certainly not going through that beast.
That's going to take you a while. You can. It's going to take you a while. That's a lot of different actions because you're trying to navigate for a place you've never been to an area that is, well, kept secret deliberately. Of course, you could just run into the hole.
Beast is occupied.
Eagle dive.
You will take 10 dice of lethal, but that's the extent of it.
Oh, yeah. That's about it, right?
Hey, last time, like, the person take 10, like, didn't you only take, like, 3 lethal last time? You're fine!
I took 3 and soaked 2 of it, yeah.
Got it.
I'm only 5 stam. Buff it up to 6. I don't suppose, yeah, I don't suppose power emotion would help soften the fall at all, would it?
Yeah, level 3, sorry.
Right. Fuck it, YOLO strats.
You do it!
Yep. This free action blood buffing my stamina.
Yep, that's fine. Just how much you spend.
Sorry?
How much blood do you spend on your stamina?
Oh, can I know it mentioned going over your generational limits fades in 2 turns. Can you go like higher than a certain number, or?
So they can't go above 10 unless you're a god creature, which you aren't. But so you can spend 3 blood a turn. That's your cap on how much blood you can spend a turn in safe generation. So you can spend 3 blood all on your stamina, and that'll take you up to wherever it happens to take you. And then next turn you can spend another 3 and another 3. And at that point, the stuff above 6 would be constantly. You need to constantly refresh it every 3 turns at least, because otherwise it would disappear after only 3 turns.
Yeah, well, I mean, I figure he'll fall in the 1 turn. So if I can do a maximum of 3,
Yeah.
it'll bring his stam up to 8. It'll give me a fighting chance.
Oh, you have stamina 5 right now? Nice.
Yeah. I
Nice.
blood buffed it
Oh, yeah,
twice.
you buffed it. Yeah, sorry, I remember that.
Pumped it twice
Yep.
and then did a 3 just now.
Okay. So you fall down the giant hole?
Yep.
Madeline will do the same.
Okay.
I was going to do it a lot more cautiously, but Garnet's going down the hole. I'm going to try swing down to the next
So
floor.
that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lethal you take, sir. Just want to roll soak that.
Sure.
And one
so
for me.
1, 2, 3 of it. Down 2.
So take 2 lethal. Your legs kind of take a nasty break, but other than that, how are you heading down, Madeline?
She's jumping.
Okay.
So give me them 10 dice and see if I get fucking mauled by the floor.
Okay. Yeah, this is kind of considered, like I said, a fairly long turn. It's like it's not just a few seconds. It's like a full half minute or a full minute, at least.
She wouldn't have jumped down before, but oh well. Turns and stuff. She's gonna do the same thing, but she's not gonna turn into shadow form, and so she is going to land. Do you want to roll the dice for me about how the damage I take, or maybe not take?
Yeah, I'll just roll 10d10. Sorry, are you using Shadow Form?
Nope, I am not.
You take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And I soak 4 of it.
4. Nice.
That's 4 ones, but oh well.
Yeah. Garnet, nobody's fighting you.
I'm
This is
crawling.
good for your self-preservation.
Yeah, self-preservation kicks in. I'm making my way to that hole. I'm not going to jump all the way down. I'm going to try swing down onto the floor, onto the next floor, essentially. Do a bit of acrobatics. If you need me to make a dex athletics roll, not to plummet.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, you had me in the hole as well?
I'm going down the hole, but I am trying to drop not all the way down, but to another floor, essentially, like land on a different floor and try and find my way out.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, roll me Dex Athletics. Do not fail.
Hopefully not, anyway.
A fail is no better than a botch in this situation.
I got
You do
2
succeed.
successes. Yeah, haha.
It's just standard diff. You do make it. You drop a few floors down, able to hang on, like you almost lose your grip. The debris is very loose, but you manage to hold on just barely and pull yourself up. Looks like you're a couple floors down. Doesn't appear very natural though. Again, it just appears like this. I mean, there shouldn't be this many floors down. But you can make your way back up. The place is rather labyrinthine.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Garnet's actually going to go have a snoop around and look for the loot. Is he wandering around in the labyrinth? Why not? The prince is occupied.
Difficult to say. Some of these places feel suspect in their origin point. Like they might not actually be part of a real palace itself. But you find some cheap jewelry to loot at least.
To start somewhere, you just tuck it unashamedly into his long robes and then look for his way out.
Oh, yeah, I should have rolled for the prince as well. Well, he gets a 20 as well, so I'm just gonna have him take his action now. He's gonna try and cast a thing real quick. No. Yes. We'll cast Dust to Dust. Ooh, not a great roll for Prince. So he has to roll his. Okay. Oh, just his willpower, which I think is quite high. It's just that the difficulty for this is actually much higher than expected. It's wow, 4 9s, 4 8s, and no successes. He needed his hand. So he cuts open his palm and holds it to the wishing woman's throat, but it doesn't, and it burns, and you can see it's burning, but it does not impact her skin at all. And that and I believe, oh yeah, someone spent severity. That is the tactician, so he's gonna do some things. He's gonna roll to strike He's gonna try and kill the sheriff. That's 11 successes. That's 10 plus strength. 16 plus 3 is 19. And he's getting automatic successes off his potence, which is 7. Wow. Oh no, that's minus the ones. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can the sheriff please soak me 15 lethal damage?
Probably not. But let me check my shit.
I hope he has fortitude. He better have fortitude.
He only has like Fort 2 though.
Well, I mean, it's all lethal, so he can soak it with stamina and armor.
Yeah, like he's got like a shit ton of stamina. So let's do let's see.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that he soaks with his stamina and armor alone. I assume he's using spending for fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
So how much does he soak in total?
How much? Let's see. And then with the fortitude, with fortitude 2, that's like what?
Fortitude 2?
I believe that's when I gave him. Yeah.
Okay, he soaks 6 out of. Let's see, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He soaks 7 out of 15, I believe. So he takes 8 lethal. I think that actually immediately torpors him.
Well, fuck my ass.
So everyone sees the sheriff immediately in just one swipe of the broadsword. So I forgot to mention this, but my apologies. He's holding a broadsword in one hand and a burning blade in the other, and he literally just effectively separates the upper torso from the lower waistline of the sheriff in one simple strike. And he actually sheathes his burning blade, no longer seeing a purpose to it.
Cool.
And he gets a ton more actions. He'll actually hold all of them and simply disappear. With the sheriff's body.
Num 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 num.
Oh no.
Back to the top of initiative. It's the wishing woman. She actually calls her beast back. She looks back and sees it attacking you, and suddenly, again, like this sort of mad woman ranting, this incoherency, which not even got it. Like you can't really draw any pattern from this. Like it's literally just seems like gibberish. The only thing you garner from it is that even though it sounds insane, it's actually structured. It just doesn't. It's the way it has to be understood is you can't apply human logic to it, at least like in terms of conventional linguistics. Give that one because Marcavian times. She'll pull the pull the beast back. Had it actually pull off a few. We'll have to finish off the sheriff. Off the prince. She's just kind of brutalised him at this point, spending for her potions. So she gets 16 votes because she's not using board this time. And it's 6 successes, so 5. That was 5. Let's say +2. Yeah, only 20 damage. Oh god, that's a lot of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All those soak for fortitude. Prince is spending the stamina because he doesn't want to die here. Oh wait, no. It's all yeah, because she's no. I'm using a diff 6. Fuck it, I'm rolling with it. Yeah, he soaks 10. He's not dead. Gerard and Merchant of Bones.
Yes,
You are heavily outgunned.
maybe a little.
Thank you.
I mean, Gerard is going to begin pulling Merchant of Bones back. And get as far down this passage as we can. Still want to be able to see. And we need to be able to see the prince's fate because it looks like a foregone conclusion. But we need to be as far away as possible too. If MOB is okay with that.
Oh yeah, he is all right with that.
I'll actually say during this turn that both of you, everyone in the room witnesses what appears to be this fall onto the wishing woman. She loses 7 dice to all her actions.
Uh-oh, there it is.
Dope. One day when I grow up to be a big Cappadocian. One day.
Oh no, this is not Cappadocia shenanigans.
Oh. Still dope.
Well, you know.
Yes. Mina, spend a willpower point.
Yep.
Run away. How much willpower you got left?
2.
Well, the command was
Uh-oh.
to kill the sheriff, wasn't it? And she can't
Oh
see
yeah, no, sheriff's dead.
or
But
at
she
least...
doesn't know that. She doesn't know that though.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean,
Running
is
away.
the command no longer pressing on her? Because if the command
I
is
mean,
no
the
longer
command is
bearing down on her because he doesn't fucking exist to be killed.
Nah, it's not about whether he exists to be killed, it's the fact that it was said. That's all that matters when it comes to a blood bond. The command itself is absolute, regardless of the logic behind it.
Then I guess I'm spending. And outside.
Run away,
Oh.
you're outside. You're quite outside, you're close to outside.
Yeah, about to clamber out the roof.
Yes. So, we'll say Aldrich and Madeleine have removed themselves from combat. Because they have effectively jumped down a hole.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's monster.
it's monster time. Monster time is gonna try and hit. It's gonna try and Prince. Oh, I mean that's slow dice. Slow dice. And it's all ag damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, Prince 6 all of it.
Oh, that was on the prince, not the wishing woman?
It's the
Yeah,
monster.
the monster. Anyway, Garnet, it's your turn.
Oh, okay.
I'm a GTFO. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Self-preservation is the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna try to find my way the fuck out after trying to snag whatever the little bits of loot I could. I'm out, man. So, if I need to roll to navigate my way through this labyrinthian palace,
Maybe a deck wit survival.
alright, I can do that.
Because some of these places are natural and are meant to be here, and other places are not.
2 successes.
It takes you a while. You get a little bit lost. You have a vague idea of where you're going and where the exit is.
Wonderful.
Takes you back upstairs, but not in the main foyer.
Whew.
It is the tactician's turn, and he will. Let's see. No one has all specs of his level, so he's just gonna start casually, following people like creep. Yep. And he's gonna spend his time doing a bit of casual wet work. Wishing Woman is gonna finish off the prince at this point. With her freaking god hands. 6. Yeah, 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 5, 16, plus 8 is 24. I keep 1, 2.
Alright,
it's diff. I'm just gonna roll a diff 8 for fuck's sake, because she's striking here in the head. There we go. So that's 4 plus 5, 9 plus 2, 11. Plus 8 is 18. +5 strength. If I'm calculating correctly. I mean, she hits him for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what's his face is actually still spending for fortitude, and he soaks all of it. He's not dying. Yeah, both these motherfuckers don't know how to die. Gerard, what's your bones? What you do's?
I mean, at this point, you could probably just narrate the rest of it, right? Like,
You
we
get
ain't, we
out
ain't
of
getting
there.
involved. We ain't getting in. Well, I mean, we do want to see him die, though. Like, don't leave it up to chance. You can
But what if a wishing woman dies? Well, I mean, that would fuck up everything. But hey,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can just make that determination, mate. But
lol.
as far as I know, without like seeing anyone coming to get us, we're gonna be as far away as we can. Just like,
Oh no, the wishing woman's being affected by the Tenebrous Avatar.
Exactly. That's what I tried to
Yeah,
say.
no, sorry, my bad.
The minuses.
Yeah, that's why I
Yes.
was asking about that thing. So, anyways.
Yeah, my bad. In which case, I mean, the prince is literally being fucking rescued. So, yeah, everyone removes themselves from combat. The last thing Gerard and Garnet and the Merchant of Bones will see before they escape, they're literally trudging through rubble because most of the corridor is completely collapsed. And actually walk outside, you see half the building from the outside has collapsed. You see the prince again punch through, but this time he does not stand in the face of it, and he kind of crumples. Being thrust through a wall, but you do not see where he lands. The last you see, however, of the wishing woman is that in conflict with this tenebrous avatar. And the second, which looks exactly like it. Aldrich, Madeleine, you've made your way to the bottom of this basement. Both of you make perception occult rolls. Actually, before you do that, maybe wit alertness.
What is my alertness? Okay.
Okay. All right. Or for me, well, depending on difficulty, of course.
It's looking like 2 for me.
Okay, those of let's see, you got okay. It does have a success threshold, so only Madeleine will see this.
That's alright. Aldrich's focused on finding Johann anyhow.
Yeah, you see a small and childish face closing the door to this vault, kind of smiling at you in a very lopsided fashion.
I'm assuming one cannot reach it. The door's closed.
Yeah, oh, you want to reach it? Yeah, you can do that.
I mean, like, how big is the room?
It's fairly large, but you could definitely reach him in a turn.
Is there any sign of Joanna?
Nope. I mean, there's a lot of blood. There is a point. There is actually like a fairly large like puddle of blood where she was just exploded.
It's where Aldrich's focused. Looking around.
Madeline will,
There's probably a trail because she's been crawling across the floor. To be fair,
yeah, like
Which
over
is
to the
bleed,
chest.
but I mean,
Madeline will just
Yep.
have a quick
Okay.
look around to just see if, like, is it going away? This thing or this boy?
oh yeah, he's just closing the door.
Like he's closing everybody in there with him, or he's leaving and closing the door behind him?
Oh, he's looking at everyone as he closes the door, just closing it fairly casually,
Is he
forcefully,
in the room or leaving
leaving.
Get him!
and closing the door behind him?
Yep.
Got it.
Can Madeline just have a quick look at him and deduce that this guy is probably who she's after? I will make a.
You have literally no idea. Like,
Madeline is quite.
I'm
She just gets down and just looks at him and just doesn't seem to understand or just has no idea what's going on. So she's probably just going to stop at the sight of the blood and just look over at the chest.
Yeah, that's where I was.
But she is going to ready her sword, but she's not going to rush this because she has no idea what's going on here.
Yeah.
okay. Door closes.
Madeline
Once-
will just go closer to it, just look around. Like, do you want it? What was it? Perception, occult?
Deception occult.
I will spend a willpower.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose my tents explode here.
No.
Just 2 then.
2 then, I mean, you see, the thing that sticks out to you is the stave. It's clearly a focus for blood magic. Looks like it could be used for any form of blood magic. Might even be a talisman. Not sure. Considering who this vault belongs to, probably not. But it probably holds some power to it that you've yet to fully deduce. There's also a whole horde of occult books, which, if you manage to get a hold of, could probably provide you a great deal of insight into the secrets of necromancy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's 2
depending on the
successes.
depending.
6 successes. You see all of
Actually,
this and
7
more,
because
Madeline.
I spent a willpower. So yeah.
You spent 7. Jesus. Wow. What do you not see? You see all of what Aldrich sees, and you're kind of rummaging around, and you find a couple of things of note. The first thing you find is something very odd. It appears to be a cane of sorts, or a walking stick, with a sort of a small carved skull as an adornment. Not an actual skull. Doesn't look like. It's like it's for show, made out of wood. But what's imbued into it, what's kind of fitted into the eye sockets are 2 diamonds. You think you've heard of something like this before. It's like, in the back of your mind, it's like the deepest recesses of all the lore you've ever accumulated. It seems to be, what was it? That's frustrating. It's on the tip of your tongue. And then it kind of comes to you. You've heard of this. It's like, it's something of a bit of a, it's not even really a myth. It's there are items that move around. Sometimes they get passed down, sometimes they're sold, sometimes they're bought. Not all magnificent items of power are legends that are sealed away for all eternity. Some of them get moved around. This is one of them. It's OC. I apologize for not being able to remember the name, but it's a cane that's said to grant remarkable insight. As long as you hold it, you gain 5 dice to all awareness rolls. And can see through disciplines that involve deception, such as chemistry or obfuscate, as if you had Auspex 5.
Madeline will just kind of just tuck that in, just like very carefully. Just gonna hold on to that.
Yeah.
Another. Sorry.
Likewise with that talisman, just kind of gonna tuck that into his robes.
Another thing you notice, Madeleine, is you notice a lot of books. Not all of them are about necromancy. Some of them involve other forms of blood magic. In fact, almost any form of blood magic you could imagine has some sort of tome on it. Necromancy makes up the vast majority, but you actually spot a few on Abyss mysticism. A couple on pre-hermetic sorceries. Seems to be close to maybe Asimite sorcery. You got 7 successes, so I'll say there is a single book on hermetic theory.
Madeline will very much grab that, but as she grabs that and just kind of tugs it as well, she will just look over at the box with all the blood on it, and she will just say, "Is she in there? Is she alive?" And I will give Ulrich a chance to.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, for taking time.
It's all good. Aldrich will look over and say, "I suppose there's only one way to find out." And he has a hand up in an open palm hand, yet somehow it looks threatening. It's not pointed at Madeline. It's pointed at the box. And with his free hand, he's going to motion to open it.
Johanna's curled up inside, reading.
He just kind of immediately... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
He just kind of immediately says, "Johanna, are you you?"
You are not who I expected to open that box. I am me.
Are you
Out of
alone?
character, is it safe to assume that the sheriff is dead by now, right?
You have no idea. He disappeared.
The thing is, I would know because Madeline has a 1-point blood bond to the sheriff. If he is dead,
yeah.
he would
he's
not
dead.
have that.
Yep, no, you feel your bond shatter.
Okay. Madeline will she's looking over at those other books as she's beginning to get more of them as she just doesn't see immediate fire in the room. But she just looks at the two and just say, "The sheriff is dead. Do not know what is going on, but the city is, I fear, without a prince very, very soon.
Worse.
Can you get her out of here?"
I
She
can.
is about to be with a new prince.
First things first, we should escape as soon as possible.
Yes.
You guys smell smoke.
Oh.
Go ahead, Madeline.
Oh, no.
I've got this. Doesn't say with as much gusto, you know. But
I've got this. Let's go.
Perhaps we should.
Tally ho.
And she looks at the chest, looks at Joanna, and just, "Joanna, can you stand?"
She's going to reach, hold a hand out to Aldrich.
he'll take it, help her out.
She
As
carefully
fellow
lifts up the-
academics, I do believe we can all agree as we should save as much literature here as possible.
I believe I can be of great assistance in this matter, but
Madeline will just, as soon as, like, she will just take some cloth or something, and what she does is she puts it down so there's, like, some of the blood in the chest won't rub off on the books. And what she will do is begin to load the chest up with as many books as she can.
mm,
As she goes over to and just looks up and she just says, "We need to move fast."
I have the means to take a great many more books than that. I can also get you onto safety. If...
But not both.
Oh, I can get both. But you'll not see me again until the next night.
Can you take me as well?
And he kind of has a bit of a sharp inhale at that. He says, "Where I would take you would not come without a cost." A great one at that.
How many books can Madeline have on her person?
I mean, how many can she carry? Like, covertly, like 2, 3, maybe.
Can I see fire above us? That's the more pressing question.
Yeah, you actually see fire being flung around fairly casually above you. You're not sure by what,
And I
but
assume
it's like literally fireballs. And then you see a hand kind of pop out a few floors above, and one kind of drops down into the basement that you're now in. Not that anything here is particularly
gathering
flammable.
more and more books as she just drags the chest over and she just says, "And how much was this rescue cost?"
At a bare minimum, I would need to wipe your memory afterwards. And beyond that, it is a service I do not give lightly.
Madeline will just try with her potence to open the door that the boy left her.
Oh yeah, opens up. You literally, with your potency, tear it off its hinges fairly casually, like it wasn't locked.
Is there a door? Is there a boy on the other side?
Nope.
Madeline will just. She will take her books that she has in the chest. And she will just take the chest over her shoulder. And take things, and she will just say, "Wait."
He'll nod.
She will begin to exit. She has taken like at least 10, 15 books and just chucked them in that chest. And she will just say, "I hope we meet again soon." And yeah, she will leave that way, and yeah, she begins to leave.
You ready for
Everyone
this,
is
Chris?
watching
Sorry.
with just eyes like saucers as Madeline just decides to leave. And she calls Godspeed, Madeline.
After
I
Madeline,
am not having a Tremere mess with my brain.
that's
No
fair.
fucking way. Okay? No.
Yeah, I feel like that is the common sense route, to be fair.
Yeah,
Not that
is
Aldrich is
that
being
not going to
unfair,
happen.
but
yeah. Sorry,
anyway,
pal.
yeah.
It's the standard. After
No,
Madeline,
that's totally fine. But like, yeah.
after Madeline has exited, Chris, are you ready for the shit?
Yeah.
Escape to a True Haven states that the caster may take a maximum amount of cargo up to what her strength rating allows, in addition to a number of subjects equal to her occult rating.
Yes.
I want a
Let me
lot of
just-
books. I'll even blood buff my strength if I have to.
It's a bit dodgy, but okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What was that?
It's a little bit dodgy. What's your current strength at?
Current strength is at 3. I only blood buffed it the once.
Okay, so strength. Bloody hell, where is it? They still do it in like Imperial system because they suck.
Just FYI, like, Madeline took what she could have in the chest. She'd probably taken some of the more necromantic things as well, but
Oh yeah, that's fine.
just saying.
Strength is no. It doesn't really say. Strength 3. I mean, you can take a chest or 2.
And if I blood buffed it?
You can take about
Maximum
a
I
third
would.
of what remains in the room.
Okay. I'll go ahead and, if you'll allow, blood buff by 2 more points, bringing strength up to 5.
Yeah.
I will take the maximum amount of books and Johanna and peace out. Aldrich is not specific in his choice of book, aside from making sure he gets a lot of necromancy if he can.
And this is what most of the area is made up of, necromancy books.
Yeah, buddy.
It's like an old vault combined with a library is an absolute mishmash of ideas. So you steal all that shit. You rob the Cappadocian clan of like a third of their fucking lore in the city. And yeah. With that, I think we can end the scene there. The wishing woman and the tactician having completed their goals in a more direct fashion than perhaps was initially intended, yet effective. And we shall simply end the scene on a small boy walking away from the carnage, stone tablet in hand, casually twirling his scalpel and chuckling as the palace burns down around him.